Hey beautiful friends, welcome into my channel. My name is Jackie Alves, and today we're going to be doing a no makeup look that's going to be beautiful for any occasion, really. If you're headed to the office, out to lunch with some girlfriends, or like me today, headed to San Diego. I live in Arizona, heading over to San Diego for a day trip with some girlfriends from my Bible study. There's going to be about 10 or 15 of us, and we are going to be doing a taco tour. And it is raining today in San Diego, we found out. So we're going to be off and on a bus, eating lots of tacos, having the best time ever. But I don't want to wear too much makeup, but I do need it to last. So you guys, hang with me. I know you're going to love this look. I'll meet you on the flip side. All right, let's get cracking on this incredible look that I'm excited to do for you guys. Well, I'm excited to do the look, but also really excited to get going. What a great time I'm gonna have today. So I'm gonna start with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. Now, remember, this isn't like, stuff I do all the time, but considering it's supposed to be raining in San Diego today, we're gonna be in and out of a shuttle van and eating a lot of different tacos. Definitely getting that power grip on my eyelids as well, because I am gonna wear a little bit of eyeshadow. And you guys, I've already got a good SPF product on that I use today. This one is the Jafra BioLab. This one helps correct dark spots, and it's got an SPF of 30 in it. So I definitely want to protect my face from the sun, but there's not going to be a lot of sun. So, that's a different level of exposure. Man, this power grip really is just like grippy. Go figure. Get it in the cracks of the nose for sure. But I'm gonna wear a hat. Also probably gonna have an umbrella because I think it's gonna be a little more than, a light mist. I'm hoping for not, torrential downpour. I'm hoping just, light mist, but we'll see what happens. And I mean, who cares? Tacos. That's all I got. Okay, I'm gonna use Longwear foundation, of course. This one is the Jafra Beauty Always. You guys see me use it quite a bit, but this one is pretty stay put. I mean, it's up to 12-hour wear is expected out of this stuff. So I'm hoping I'm gonna look good for about, 12 hours. I'm gonna use the shade, what's this one called? Golden Tan. Sometimes I use one called Natural that's a pretty good match to my skin, but I want one that has a little bit more gold in it today. I've got a lot of redness lately, you guys, so the gold in this is really gonna help correct that out. Let me get a mirror so I can see what in the big is going on. There we go. And just right through the middle. I'm not gonna get a bunch under my eyes. Most of you already know that we wait until way later in the game to do concealer here on the channel of No Rules. So waiting till later in the game to do concealer is not even a rule. It is a strong suggestion. The reason why I've been doing that for my entire 30 years as a makeup artist is because I don't want to put a bunch of product under the eyes and then get fallout in the product and then have to remove it all and then put it back on. It's kind of ridiculous. All right, right through the middle. I'm gonna put some on my forehead even though I'm wearing a hat. This is a pretty decent transfer proof makeup. So I know I'm not gonna get a big globber of it on my hat, but still, I don't know. I wanna make sure I have a complete look. Like maybe I'll take the hat off and I don't want naked forehead. Woo! Naked forehead, nobody wants that. And speaking of that, I don't do naked neck either. So I'm gonna bring some of that foundation down. Not a big giant amount, because especially with this being a no makeup look, we are making it built to last, of course, because the no makeup look doesn't mean you're not wearing anything. And it doesn't mean you don't want it to last. If you're gonna go to the trouble of putting makeup on, you might as well look good at the end of the day as well. But the thing is, I don't want it to look like I have a bunch of makeup on. And even though this is a good long wear foundation, I can really buff it through. See how many times I've gone back into it without putting more product? So I can sheer it out beautifully. get some color correction on the redness in my face. I'm gonna do a little bit on my crazy chest here. And I've shared with a lot of you that, you know, menopause is gonna do a lot of this weird stuff to your skin, but I actually was told by a dermatologist that I have a skin condition. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even remember what it was called. It was like, you know, blobbity blob blob, like the longest name for a skin condition ever. But he said it's hereditary. And don't I know that, because my mom always had a red chest. But he said mine even goes up to the backs of my ears. So, you know, niacinamide and all the good things that we can use, I definitely use. I take good care of my skin, but I know that I'm gonna have this red chest. So I do like to use a little bit of a gold foundation on it when it's gonna be showing. And today I'm gonna think I'm cool, 80s side shoulder, kind of rocking my side shoulder action here. So yeah, I do wanna make sure that this isn't bright red. Yeah, I know, I'm gonna think I'm really cool with my side slung, shoulder showing shirt action. I think I'm sexy, okay, whatever. So, just buffing under my eyes a little bit. Again, not a bunch of foundation under the eyes, definitely some on top though. That's super key. Now, because I wanna have a no makeup look, you know, we're still wearing makeup, but we don't want it to be super obvious. I'm gonna just use a translucent powder, the photo set from Jafra that I use quite often, unless I trade it out for like a vanilla setting powder. Sometimes I use a pink powder to brighten, but I really like this one for just lightweight, and it still allows a little bit of luminosity in your skin, so you can still get a good healthy glow to your skin, and it's not all matted down. But it will help set your foundation just a little bit. And you know, if you're like me, you probably got more on this side than that side, and sometimes you're a wreck like me, and it's fine. This will help. I've always got somebody who pops on this channel and will point something out to me like, oh my God, you have crooked eyeliner, or you missed a big spot by your right ear or whatever. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Like, it's really okay. 50 years old here, not a runway model, not looking to be on the cover of Vogue anytime soon. So I think that if I missed a spot by my ear, it's really gonna be okay. So today I'm gonna use a little bit of a bronzer. I want to use a matte bronzer today because shimmer obviously doesn't really go with the no makeup look, but I still want to be a little bit warmed up on these perimeters and add some dimension to my face. So I'm going to use the matte bronzer that I love from Red Aspen. And you guys, if you are in the market for a bronzer, I say grab this one. I'll put the link in the description for you, but I really have been super happy with it, and I've used it a lot lately, and I suspect this sucker's going to last me a really long time. I have some clients that are really loving it. So, you know, if you need a bronzer, give it a whack. There's a couple different shades to choose from. This is the more fair of all of the shades. So, you know, if you're pretty light skin like me, like a medium light, this will be a good one for you. So I'm gonna start right up at my hairline and just blending it into my hair. Again, I don't have to worry too much about my forehead because of le hat. Which, by the way, pretty funny, I'm wearing this bucket hat today. I look so goofy, you guys. Most of the time when I travel, I am not trying to look, I don't try to look glamorous or sexy. I just am so nerdy when I travel. You guys will crack up when you see the glasses, the hat, the shoes, all of it. But, you know, I'm comfortable. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit on the outer perimeters here. Not so much like a contour, but more of just an outer perimeter bronzing. And then I'll go back and stack some pink blush on top of it so I'm not so orangey. And definitely, you guys, give me some grace because videos will make me look a little more orange or yellow than I really am. Because when I look at myself in this mirror over here, it's not quite as orange. And I know that like a lot of makeup is really orange these days. And it's just not my jam. I like a little bit of gold, yeah, for obvious reasons, but that whole pumpkin face thing, I mean, I know we are coming into fall, but good grief, pumpkin spice latte is fine if that's what you like. Pumpkin spice latte face, don't do it. All right, I'm gonna bronze my shoulder a little bit because they are so white. You don't have to do that. I'm just weird. And I love this bronzer. Bring it down the turkey gobble neck. Blending it out a little bit, and voila. Let me grab that pink blush. Now this is a matte blush as well. I love a shimmery blush, but this one is matte today again because I don't want to get ultra shimmery. And it's just a nice like nude pink. And I'm just using the same brush, you guys. I'm not getting all crazy with all the brushes. And you can see this is super, like a really subtle pink. And it's a neutral pink as well. Stacking it right on top. Dun dun. So I definitely love a good neutral pink for this look, because I tend to do a lot of warm anyway. I just love peach. I love gold in my makeup, which is hilarious because I almost never wear gold jewelry. So I'm kind of a weirdo. But I suspect some of you might be weirdos too. And if you are, welcome in, friend. You're in good company. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of eyeshadow, but I'm gonna use this neutral kind of gray palette. This also is by Red Aspen. Huge fan of this palette. What is this one called anyway? I totally forgot. Let me show you. It's a lot of grays in here. I'll put the link in the description for this as well if you're looking for a good neutral palette, because even if you're not a fan of like gray eyeshadow, these are just really beautiful shades to stay in that neutral zone if that's what you're wanting to do. And then you've got an option to get this kind of smoky too. So let me get my fat eyeshadow brush and I'll go into this cream shade right here that I really love because, whoa, it's got a lot of pigment in it. So you can get a good pop out of it, and it really does brighten the inner corner. I'll get it up to my brows. There we go. So yeah, the group of chicks that I'm going with today, I almost forgot to tell you, it's my women's group that we have every Tuesday at noon. I lead a women's Bible study. And we live in Arizona. It's super flaming hot. We've all experienced a very long, hot summer. So I was like, let's get out of Dodge and head to San Diego and do a taco tour. And everybody was like, yes, like the crowd goes wild. Everybody went banana sandwich. So we're really excited. But then we found out it's raining probably today in San Diego. So we're gonna go with it and live our best life. Okay, I'm gonna get a crease brush. Oh, shoot. Where's my crease brush? Give me a minute, I'll be right back. Okay, pardon-moi. I lose things often, as I'm sure you probably do if you're my girls, and I know you are. You probably lose things a lot. So I'm gonna go to this gray here. And again, we're not looking to do a big crazy smoky eye or nothing because it's a no makeup look, but I just want a little depth in the crease. And over here. And notice I still, I need to go back with concealer. So if I get a bunch of fallout, if I sling my eyeshadow places it doesn't belong, I can clean it up with my concealer. But I am just adding a tiny bit of depth into my eye. Okay, I want to put a little bit on the bottom, so I'm going to grab a smaller brush. This is a really small crease brush. It's a little bit flatter too. And I'll use the same gray. And look, see, I got way out of the line there, but it's totally fine. Trust the process. That's why I love cleaning up with concealer later. Now I'll bring it right on my lash line, just to add a little bit of depth there. Now, especially since this is a no makeup look, you can do whatever shades you want for this eyeshadow technique. If you prefer just a little bit of a brown, that's okay too. You don't have to go gray. I'm just wanting to stay really neutral with this today. Now I'm gonna go back in with a tiny bit of eyeliner. And I'm gonna use a brown. You can use a gray or whatever you want at this point. And I'm just gonna do my lash line. Now you might think brown eyeliner does not go with this gray eyeshadow I'm doing right now, but it's okay. It's not a super warm brown. It doesn't have a lot of red in it, but I wanted to keep it softer than a black liner because I don't want to do a wing with a no makeup look. And this is a really great look to try either one, two, or all of these elements. But that's the thing, when I do these full looks like this, just feel free to pick out your favorite pieces. You know, you may not want to complete it from start to finish, but just look at it and think, okay, like that, that, and that. And then try your top 3 techniques or shades that you saw me use. And then, you know, that's kind of the main idea, is just to give you some inspiration and for you to have a little bit of fun. I'm gonna go back in with that smaller brush, and I'm gonna take my gray eyeshadow again and smudge out that brown eyeliner. Not only will this soften it quite a bit, but it's gonna help it last longer too. When you put a little bit of eyeshadow on top of your liner like that, it's kind of like when you put powder on top of your foundation. It sets it. Okay, I'm gonna darken up my eyebrows real quick, you guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I just used a little bit of brow powder on my brows to bring them back to life. And now I'm gonna do some mascara, but I'm gonna use a technique. Maybe you've heard of it before because it's not new. And of course, what's old is new. So, you know, here we are. If you're old, you're super new. I'm gonna go first with brown mascara, and then I'm gonna do the tips with black. So this is a technique, like I said, you may have heard of it before, called minking. So think of like a mink coat, and think of those little hairs. Most of the time they are brown at the root and black at the tip. And this will make your lashes look thicker and fuller, but also it stays a little more on the natural side. So, you know, the no makeup look, and then you've got big black spider lashes. So this will help you get the thicker, fuller effect you're hoping for out of mascara, because no makeup look does not mean you look naked face. It just means you don't have a bunch of makeup on and it looks natural. It's natural makeup, just with a fun name. That's all. So I'm gonna go in with a chocolate brown and just do my roots. And you could do a good thick amount if you want. And that's like a black brown. I really prefer to do this with more of a true brown mascara, but that's okay. That's gonna be fine for today. I'm gonna hit the tips with more of a thin wand. This is a silicone wand mascara, and this is black, but this will help you separate out as well. So my second mascara, I really like to have a silicone wand for it because it'll separate those lashes instead of like creating a super clump effect. And now I'll go ahead and do the bottom. Now you can do the bottom lashes after concealer if you prefer. You know, if you feel like you're getting concealer in your lashes, go for it. It doesn't bother me. I work around it just fine. So again, hitting the tips and dragging out any clumps that I have. And you can absolutely stick with a brown mascara for this step if you prefer. But it's really fun to get that dimension and that really pretty full look out of minking. Kind of a funny word too. You really have to enunciate it. Minking. Or else nobody knows what you're talking about. And they probably still don't. It's fine. This morning when I came in, of course, I was listening to music like I always do. And I wanted to hear some jams. And you know what? I jam hardcore. Like, I cannot stop with the moves when I hear Return of the Mac. Like, I love that song, and I'll get the foot motion going, and I'll be doing some hip hop moves. But you know how I always sing the wrong words to songs, and most of you crack up about it, and you feel me on the hilarity of it all. But I saw this meme recently, or, you know, like a kind of a reel on Instagram, and the guy was singing, I've got 2 chickens to paralyze. And I can't sing the song with the real words anymore. I cannot sing 2 tickets to paradise anymore. From now on, I have chickens to paralyze. And I don't know why. The chickens, they never did anything to me, but now I'm gonna paralyze them. There was another guy who was singing back to him after the guy, it was like an office setting, and the guy was singing 2 chickens to paralyze, and some guy stood up and was like, that's not the words, it's 2 chicks in a pair of dice. And I thought, man, that's hilarious, especially when I was little. I sang the dumbest words to songs. What is your favorite song that you sing the wrong words to? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so now, like, look, I'm almost completely done. I'm going to use a lip stain today, though. I've got one it's pretty like natural lip color, as close as I can get it, because the pigment in my lips is really stinking weird, you guys. I'm just weird. So I'm gonna do a lip stain, but I'm gonna prime my lips first with a little bit of concealer. And I'll do a concealer that's not so bright and light, you know, that looks a little bit more natural. And this is just a good liquid concealer. This is my brand, the Beauty Bar. But a good one that's just like that is Elf's liquid concealer. I love that one. I am, of course, going to mix my caffeine serum in with it. You can mix an eye cream too, if that's what you've got and you don't want to purchase an extra product. Putting eye cream in your concealer is a really great hack to keep your concealer looking fresh and moist instead of dry and cakey. But this caffeine serum by Jafra, and I'll put the link in the comments, has been flying off of my shelf. Like, my friends cannot get enough of this, and I know you're watching right now. If you're one of my friends that has it and you're agreeing, it's really amazing. It makes your concealer look beautiful and luminous as well. But it has caffeine in it, so it's really good for your skin too. It's great for under eyes. It's gonna help brighten them up, wake you up. It's good for your skin. But I do like that it thins out the concealer a little bit, because I don't want a fat layer. Nobody wants a fat layer of anything. It's that money in the bank. I'll have a fat layer of money in the bank. That's about it. And now I'm gonna clean up my eyeshadow. Remember, I told you it's okay if you got too much. You can just clean it up. And I like a fluffy concealer brush, but you can absolutely use your ring finger if you prefer. Especially because we're not getting like a full beat of this kind of stuff on. Just a quick and easy feather through. Clean up any eyeshadow sprinkles, or if you got out of hand with the eyeshadow underneath, like I do sometimes. This is a great point to clean it up. That just made me think of that stupid gum commercial. You guys remember Orbits? Dirty mouth, clean it up with Orbits. Those were the weirdest commercials ever. I feel like marketing is like that though. You know, the weirder the better. Okay, prepping my lips now for that lip stain. And I already used a lip scrub, you guys, because I make sure the lip is super smooth. Because lip stains are a little dry. Especially if they really do have stay power, you're gonna find that they do not feel great on your mouth. Come on, it was not cooperating. Sometimes you gotta show it who's boss. Okay, a no makeup look. You could absolutely just do like a gloss and a nude liner if you want to keep that looking super natural, just really a neutral look. But I am too old to not have something on my lips and to not overline just a little bit. I need a little bit of help in this area. My pigment has started to disappear and I don't have the lip line that I used to, so I'm still gonna use a fairly natural shade of liner. Ooh, let me get my magnifying mirror though. What was I thinking? I would have wound up with my lips drawn up to my nose at that point. Now, normally I do lip liner first, but when I use a lip stain, I like to use it second. That way I can drag the lip stain through. Don't forget, tighten up those lips. Nobody wants to hit speed bumps with their lip liner. Nice. Now I brought the lip liner down into it a little bit. Definitely this is not like, you know, a natural lipstick, but like I said, I want to go with something a mauvey pink that's going to look really pretty. And I'm going to put a clear gloss on top of it to add moisture, just because these lip stains are really stiff. And I don't like the feel of them, but I love the stay power of them. So and now I just buff through it with my finger. Now, if you've got a pretty good lip line, you absolutely can omit the lip liner step if you want to stay a little more natural looking. But I just can't do it with the lips. You guys, I just don't have enough there. It would be like, you know, if you don't have eyebrows and the no makeup look was like no brow pencil. You're gonna have to implement what you need into this look. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and just take my powder one more time, just what's left on the brush here, and make sure everything's buffed and set. I'm gonna use my Milani setting spray. Now this one has a natural finish because I don't want matte. I certainly don't want dewy. I'm gonna be rained on probably. Just something natural that's gonna help it last. But this one says 12-hour wear as well. So, you know, 12 hours, that's our friend today. Now, I'm not gonna really bother with some kind of intense hairdo, of course, because what the heck is the point of that? So I didn't even bother re-curling my hair. I'm not gonna bother with hairspray either, believe it or not. This is just leftover curl from yesterday. And today, you guys, I am just wearing this really cute shirt. Like I said, I'm gonna do shoulder showing, you know, 80s cool shirt, but it also is kind of long. So it kind of tapers down to the side. And I liked it kind of long because we're gonna be eating a lot of tacos today. And that way, if I get a little bloated in my jeans, it's gonna cover my belly. We're gonna have so much fun. And I'm also wearing these gigantic shoes because I need to be comfortable. You guys, it's not very often I can wear a high heel, of course. And, you know, of course, during a taco tour, you'd be wearing tennis shoes, but I still want to be stylish and cool. But the lift on these is going to keep me out of any puddles that everybody else might be stepping in. I will be there with my Kiss elevator shoes. So these are going to look super cute. And I'm going to wear this Malibu Beach bucket hat. So I definitely think the pink lips are gonna be good. I think I'm gonna get away with looking cute in the midst of a disaster with the rain. And my hair is definitely gonna go later today, but it's gonna be fine. I can just throw it back in a ponytail and still wear the hat. So I know that my makeup is gonna last and it's not too much. I'm not out in the rain with a full face, you know, cut crease glitter eyeshadow. I'm just feeling really pretty, go hang out with my girlfriends all day. And I hope that you can take 1, 2, 3, or 15 of these steps and implement them into your routine as well. And I hope you know that I love and appreciate you. You guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to check out the members only area. You can join for as little as $2.99 a month. And that really does help myself and my gorgeous editor, my son, continue doing what we do every day here on YouTube for you. So Have a wonderful rest of your day. I know I'm going to pray that I don't get so bloated from tacos. I'm going to pray a blessing over our food, that the Lord allows it to be calorie free in Jesus' name. You guys, I love you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.